Easter bunny, the paradox of the pale long ear. The morning mist clings to the meadows of Western Europe like a cold, damp shroud, yet something stirs beneath the frozen topsoil that defies every law of seasonal hibernation. Imagine for a moment that the creature you associate with soft whiskers and colorful trinkets is actually a relic of a specialized evolutionary branch designed for silent, nocturnal surveillance. You might feel a gentle tug of nostalgia for childhood gardens, but that warmth quickly vanishes when you realize the skeletal structure of a hare is more akin to a coiled spring than a cuddly pet. There is an unsettling beauty in how their hearts beat at a frequency that mimics the rhythmic ticking of a clock. A biological timer counting down to a revelation that remains buried in the silt of the Pleistocene. It is quite ironic that we trust a creature whose primary defense mechanism is to literally vanish into thin air, much like my motivation to go to the gym on a Monday morning. The silence of the burrow is not a sign of peace. It is a sophisticated acoustic chamber where every vibration of the earth is catalogued and analyzed. Historical records hidden within the private collections of 17th-century naturalists suggest that the earliest sightings of the great hare involved strange, metallic pigments found on their fur. These were not natural markings, but rather a form of environmental camouflage that allowed them to blend into mineral-rich caves where sunlight never reached. One must wonder if the tradition of painting spheres was actually a desperate human attempt to mimic the strange, glowing stones these creatures were seen guarding in the deep woods. The meticulous nature of their burrowing suggests a level of architectural planning that puts most modern city planners to shame, though to be fair, the rabbits probably have fewer meetings about zoning laws. As we peel back the layers of this Lagomorph mystery, we find that the genetic markers of these specific mountain hares contain sequences that appear nowhere else in the mammalian tree. They are the ultimate biological outliers, surviving through centuries of climate shifts while remaining virtually unchanged and entirely unbothered by the chaos of human progress. There is a persistent myth that rabbits are silent, yet sophisticated audio captures in the high Alps have revealed a complex language of ultrasonic clicks that occur just beyond the range of human hearing. This hidden frequency allows them to coordinate movements across vast distances, effectively turning a simple field into a living, breathing neural network. It is a haunting thought to realize that while you are admiring their twitching noses, they are likely discussing the atmospheric pressure or perhaps the terrible quality of the grass this season. Their eyes provide a nearly 360-degree field of vision, meaning they are the only creatures on Earth who can literally look at their own past while sprinting toward the future. This anatomical quirk makes them the perfect sentinels of the wild, perpetually aware and perpetually judging our clumsy attempts to follow their tracks. If knowledge is power, then the rabbit is arguably the most overpowered character in the forest, despite their lack of a flashy cape or a tragic backstory. The final piece of the puzzle lies in the soil composition of the sites where these creatures gather during the spring transition. Analysis shows a concentrated level of rare earth elements that shouldn't exist in such high quantities, suggesting the rabbits are intentionally gravitating toward energy nodes in the Earth's crust. They are not merely hopping. They are conducting a terrestrial symphony that maintains the balance of the local ecosystem through precise movements. This level of environmental stewardship is far more impressive than any plastic egg hunt, although it is significantly harder to fit into a commercial break. As we conclude this investigation, the image of the Easter bunny transforms from a festive icon into a sophisticated, ancient guardian of the Earth's hidden rhythms. We are left with the chilling realization that we are merely guests in a world where the long-eared watchers have been keeping the records long before we learned to write. They remain the silent masters of the shadow, watching us from the edge of the woods with a knowing, slightly judgmental twitch of the nose. If we accept that these lagomorphs possess a heightened sensitivity to the Earth's energy grid, we must also consider their relationship with the lunar cycles. Traditional folklore often links rabbits with the moon, but recent studies into circadian rhythms reveal a shocking connection. A specialized cluster of cells in their pineal gland that reacts with unique intensity to moonlight, particularly during the vernal equinox. This suggests that the rabbit is not just a passive observer of the moon, but perhaps an active receptor of its gravitational and electromagnetic shifts. This cellular response might explain their erratic nocturnal behavior, which is significantly less chaotic than my thought process before I've had my morning coffee. They are, in essence, biological satellites, processing cosmic data that lies far beyond our conscious reach. Adding a new dimension to the phrase, barking at the moon, except, of course, they don't bark, they vibrate with cosmic energy, which is much more efficient and far quieter for the neighbors. Let's reconsider the physical act of their movement, the iconic hop. Far from being a mere locomotive function, This rapid leaping, combined with their large ears, functions as a form of bioacoustic radar. By momentarily elevating themselves and angling their ears, they are triangulating environmental sounds and atmospheric pressure changes with mathematical precision. What looks like simple playfulness is actually a rapid-fire data collection process. Furthermore, the shape of their warrens is suspiciously similar to the acoustic architecture found in ancient amphitheaters, suggesting a natural engineering ability designed to amplify subterranean vibrations. It is almost as if they are listening to the very heartbeat of the planet, which is probably a lot more interesting than listening to another 3-hour podcast on productivity. The intricate network of tunnels isn't just a home. It is a sophisticated communications hub, a literal, underground, news network that predates any human civilization, and probably has better fact-checking. One of the most unsettling discoveries in recent years involves the analysis of rabbit population shifts and their eerie correlation with significant atmospheric changes. Long before modern instruments can detect a drought or a severe winter, rabbit populations in the affected regions alter their burrowing depths and food storage patterns, as if acting on advanced intel. This ability to predict the environmental future suggests a form of collective consciousness, a shared instincts matrix that spans the entire species. This is not simple instinct. It is advanced, proactive data modeling that environmental scientists would kill for, and yet, all we want them to do is bring us chocolate. When a massive migration of hares occurred just before the climatic shift in the 14th century, it was dismissively labeled as superstitious nonsense. But historical climate data confirms their timing was impeccable, if only they had a better PR team to warn us. The enduring myth of the Easter Bunny, when stripped of its candy-coated commercialism, is perhaps a distorted cultural memory of this highly advanced, ancient creature. Humanity has always attempted to domesticate or trivialize what it cannot fully understand, turning a sentinel of the Earth's natural rhythms into a whimsical distributor of treats. This transformation is a testament to our profound discomfort with the unknown. We would rather believe in a magical rabbit than a sophisticated biological entity that may possess a deeper understanding of our planet than we do. As we finally leave this enigmatic creature in the twilight of the meadow, perhaps it's wise to remember that while we search for answers in stars and algorithms, the real keepers of the Earth's secrets might be right under our feet, munching silently on a clover, which, to be fair, is a pretty good way to spend an afternoon if you ask me. As the first light of the equinox pierces the horizon, the true purpose of these gatherings becomes clear to those who dare to observe from the periphery of the woods. It is a moment of biological synchronization where the entire local population of hares strikes a singular, motionless pose, facing the rising sun with an intensity that borders on the ritualistic. You might feel a shiver of realization that this isn't just a reaction to warmth, but a calibrated alignment with the Earth's magnetic field, turning every single rabbit into a living compass needle. This final convergence is the ultimate mystery of the pale long ear, a silent testament to a world that operates on a frequency we have long forgotten how to tune into. It is a bit humbling to think that while we rely on satellites and fiber optics to stay connected, these creatures have been using the soil and the stars for millennia. And they never once had to deal with a dropped signal or a software update. We leave them now in their quiet kingdom, knowing that the next time you see a rabbit frozen in your garden, it isn't just afraid of you, it is simply busy listening to the universe. If you enjoyed uncovering these amazing animal secrets, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all our future videos. Don't forget to click the bell icon, so you'll never miss out on more fascinating stories from the animal kingdom. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to explore more hidden secrets with you in the next video.